My name's Ed, 55, originally from London. Now, been in Ireland now for 26 years. It all started off for me when I had a bit of a rough childhood. Grew up in children's homes and foster cares until I was the age of 7. Then my father got custody of us, me and my 2 sisters. So then my life changed a bit. I was the king then, because I had my own bedroom, my own bed. You know, my life just changed from being in state care to living in a family. But I think I let myself get a bit carried away with that. And I got a bit wild. And then when I was 15, my wildness caught up with me and I knocked someone over in a traffic accident. I was out joyriding on a motorbike. I went to prison, served 5 years in prison as a teenager. Come out of prison, tried to get my life back on track, got my life back on track, but I was still living my life. You know, I was still king of the hill, I was still doing what I wanted to do, enjoying myself. Then I met my ex-partner and we moved back to Ireland and had 2 daughters, 2 beautiful daughters. And then in 2007, my mum died. And my life changed. My world fell apart. I lost control of my relationship with my partner. I lost control of my relationship with my children. I lost control of my relationship with everybody involved in my life. I turned into a self-centered, horrible little so-and-so. So I was living on my own in bed-sits, in my van, sleeping rough, sleeping on people's sofas. This went on for 10 years, you know. And I think that was God's way of saying, here's the valley, it's your turn, time to go through there now. And I suffered it for 10 years, and then I met a new partner, and I used to go out and sit out in my shed, and I used to pick up a Bible that I had and just open it, just randomly while I'm sitting there smoking a joint or sitting there with a hangover. I used to just pick up the Bible and just randomly open a page and just read a little verse or a little chapter. I didn't know if they were called verses or chapters then. You know, it was all new to me. And then one morning I used to have this little ego on my shoulder saying blah, 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 blah. And this one, I've had it for years. But then this morning I went out, I picked up the book and I opened the book and it opened up on the book of Isaiah. And the first bit I read was chapter 6, verse 8. And it was, who will we send? And at that moment, things just changed. I couldn't work out what was going on. So I went back into the house to tell my partner. And as I was telling her, she explained to me what had just happened in her life and her son James's life. James joined the church, Expectation, and for a few months he was coming home every Sunday, and we could see the change in his life. And I could feel the change. I could feel the change in the house, that something was happening. The Holy Spirit had entered the house and it was taking over. It was putting us all back into where we needed to be. So I decided I'm going to have a look at this church. My sister, she's a very strong Christian. She sent me loads of messages and telling me that she'd been praying for me for years. And the 3 main prayers for me had all been answered all at once. That I stopped my stupidness, that I met a lovely person, and that I came to Christ. I've got Christ in me now. And Christ and God tell me how to behave every day, how to speak to people every day. He defines who I am, how I behave, what I do. It's from the people, if you ask anybody that knew me 10 years ago to the people that would have met me last week, last month, they wouldn't put the 2 people together, they wouldn't. I can thank Expectation Church for bringing me to Christ. I can thank Christ for coming to me. That's all I can say. I can thank Christ for, I would have been, I don't know, I can't say where I would have been, but I'm not there now. I'm here now, living the dream. living the dream and thanking God every day for it.